Simon, I just want to start off with the ruble because it's down 1% against the dollar. How much more pain is there to come seeing the US and EU are ratcheting up the pressure?
A little more, but I think you have to place this into context. Over the course of the last few months, the ruble has been one of the top performing currencies, and that's despite the previous sanctions and despite the ongoing troubles in the Ukraine. And that's for the very simple reason that it's a commodity-backed currency. And right now, investors are looking for either central banks that are relatively hawkish or where there is some kind of hard asset backing. And there's relatively few of them out there. So the ruble actually has benefited quite substantially. So even with the trouble that we have at the moment, and yes, it is going to have something of an impact. Quite clear, the MICEX is struggling as well today. I think that investors are still going to be looking to buy on the dips simply because of that hard asset backing. It's one of the relative few currencies that's really got that.
How about the euro? We had some weak numbers from Germany this week. We had a guest on Tuesday saying he thinks Draghi is going to announce QE in October. What do you make of that?
Well, the great battle is still taking place within the ECB between the hardliners and the Bundesbank and basically everybody else. I do think that it's a pretty simple choice for them. They either have to allow the currency to take the strain, much like the UK did back 22 years ago, or they've got to they're going to see local asset markets come under pressure, as they have done, particularly the local peripheral equity markets. Therefore, I think that the likelihood is that they will make moves to allow the currency to weaken, and that does mean QE. There will be a battle over full-scale QE, but I think they will get there because they don't really have a lot of other options. So October, yeah, that doesn't sound hugely wrong to me, certainly before the end of the year.
Right, great. And euro sterling, I know the last few times we've had you here, you said that's your favourite cross for this year. Does that remain the same?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, for exactly the same reasons. You have a central bank that, relatively speaking, is more hawkish, and you have an ECB that has to take additional action. And for me, the euro has to move substantially lower. And we still, relatively speaking, in the long run, euro sterling still is relatively elevated. So I do think we're going to continue to make that moves down to the mid to low 70s over the course of the next 12 months.